Yes, guys, Ryjack back here for another live stream. Of course, we are here to discuss my Club World Cup experience, the game that saw City get dumped out of the competition, as well as my kind of travel through Orlando for 2 games, and give some takes on what's going on City Twitter and everything like that. I was just streaming a minute ago, and I think it died for a second, so. I think we are stable now. I don't know what the deal was. I think I maybe just had a lag spike or something, but I think we're good. All things football, welcome back to the chat. As always, the OG himself is here. Anyway, we are dominating the subs. It's going fantastic. He says, congrats on 300 subs. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I mean, we are soaring on the subs. It's really cool. Like, I guess people enjoyed my my vlogs. I'm guessing that is why the channel numbers are going up so much. Specifically, I'm gonna pull up and see what we're at exactly. I mean, when I started, before I went to the first game last week, I had 170, maybe 165, something like that, subs, and now, at the moment, if it loads for me, I can see. We are at 336 subs, which is just crazy. Like, basically more than doubling subs in a week. Super, super cool. I have 139 additional subs in the last 28 days, according to channel analytics, which is awesome. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Views are up, subs are up. It's very, very cool. Same on TikTok and Instagram. Those are going up. So if you don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, do check it out. The link is in my description. And hit me with DMs on Instagram or TikTok. I message back everybody if you just want to chop it up about football, all things football. Like all things football in the chat, of course. If you want to hit me up, no problem. We can do that. I kind of want to make a Discord, I think, for people who want to have questions or just talk about City in general. Put relevant articles like transfer news and whatnot in a Discord channel, something like that. Maybe I'll do like an Instagram chat. I don't know. Maybe Discord is the best. You guys can let me know the best idea on what's best to like have a community group chat. I think those are pretty cool. Now, we do need to talk about the game because it was an unfortunate one for sure. City obviously lose to Al Hilal, the Saudi Arabian team, 4-3 in extra time. A lot of things went into this game. I mean, I would say my viewing experience, it's different. It's different watching a game in person than it is on TV. I feel like I see way less in person than I do on TV, obviously. And basically from the first 45 minutes, I felt like we're dominating. We should be up 4-0 or 4-1 at worst. Like, their goalie, from where I was sitting, everyone was talking about their goalie, Banu, the Moroccan keeper. He kept them in the game. Savinho had a chance. Gundogan had a chance. We had a header from, I think, Vardiol that had a chance to go in. We had plenty of chances in the first half, and we could have killed the game off, without a doubt, in my mind. When I went into the concourse to film my, this is what's going on with the vlog. This is blah, 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 whatever. I felt like City are going to take it to the second half, continue this. Al Hilal will wear out and we'll win 4-0 or something. Like, I was super, super confident. I thought we were playing well. I thought the guys were impressive. I thought, yes, we haven't scored, but like Doku I thought was pretty good in the first half. Savinho I thought was pretty good. They had chances to score. I thought Gundogan was great, and apparently that's a crazy take because I said that on Twitter and people like flamed me today and yesterday. I thought Bernardo was good. They had maybe one chance in the first half that was like a semi-good opportunity, but it wasn't a full-on, wow, they should have scored type opportunity. Ederson is causing me a little concern. Both his last games, he seemed to be falling off. That seems to be the common idea on Ederson, at least since this last game. I would say on the whole, the tournament was just not very good for him. He played, I think, 3 of the 4 games, and he was not overly good. very average at best in this Al Hilal game. And in the game against Juventus, he gave a goal away. And I know that happens sometimes, and like that's something you just take with Ederson, but he's just not very good one-on-one saves, man. Like, and those are hard saves to make. Like, maybe a lot of keepers wouldn't make those saves as well, but he just doesn't strike you with confidence that he's going to make those one-on-one saves, unfortunately. So that was a tough one, man, for sure. Anthony's Planet says, I already knew we lost before we took the last corner. The last corner of the game, man, that one was, I'm going to put it down to it was a tired-legged corner because Bernardo took it, and it didn't get past the first guy. And that is just mind-boggling. Like, surely you get it past the first guy, you know? That's something that always in my head is like, man, just give it a chance. Like, put it in the mixer. Give it somewhat of a dangerous ball. But again, why is Bernardo taking corners? I don't know. He shouldn't be taking corners. Weird one. Signed Bono at this point. He basically took the game straight out of our hands. He was incredible, man. He was incredible. The save he had on Savinho was remarkable. Just remarkable. This guy, Leonardo, bro, he was winding me up so hard. He was laying on the ground, rolling around, and then the ref would be like, get up. And the medical staff would get halfway on the pitch, and then he'd be like, no, I'm all right. And then he'd be sprinting. Bro, I was pissed. My section was going sick at this Leonardo guy, who I'd never heard of, to be fair. And I guess that's just what you do. Like, you just waste time when you're the lesser of the teams, and you want to drag the game out. But, bro, it bugs me so much. I hate the waste time tactics that exist in world football. They are so dumb. It would be so easy to regulate them out of the game, change the rules so that whatever happens, if you go down and you need medical attention, you're off the pitch for 5 minutes. You can't come back. You got to get checked. I don't know. Something. Like, you got to play a man down. It was so annoying. I do like the 8-second rule that they put in for like goalies in this tournament, how you have 8 seconds to kick it, and if you don't, it's a corner. That's a fantastic rule. Fantastic rule. They should have that everywhere because it avoids, it basically didn't happen. No one took longer than 8 seconds, basically, except for maybe a couple times this tournament. Anthony says, why were we playing a high line? Well, I've seen that a lot as well on X and in comments on my channel and stuff. To be honest, I get the question, but like, basically, that's just Pep's thing. He just always plays a high line. So I think the argument is, do we have the players suitable for a high line? And if you've got Diaz and Akanji and Ake, like, they're not the quickest of guys, specifically Diaz. Diaz was getting cooked on counters. He's just not quick. So the trouble is, if a ball does get in behind, he is just getting roasted. Like, this guy was rapid. Where is he? This guy was rapid. This guy, I don't really remember doing too much, but Leonardo and Malcolm were bombing past Diaz. Like it was too easy for them. They were so rapid. So, like, that's not something that is Diaz's fault. It's maybe something that can be adjusted based on the personnel we have. But as far as I'm aware, we have, since Pep been here, basically always played basically at the halfway line. Like, I think that's just the way it is. And Pep banks on not getting dispossessed and not letting them hit those long balls over the top. I think that's his, like, hope or idea, at least with the high line, is that we just continually build pressure, and you basically beg that you don't get hit over the top. And the other problem with the high line is Ait-Nouri's probably one of the faster, I mean, he's not like, you know, an attacker rapid like Haaland, Doku, Savinho, but he was so far advanced that it was really just 3 guys back, and none of them were fast, and they were getting well beaten. Like, I remember one of the goals was going the other way from opposite where I was. Like, let's say I was over here in the stands. Ait-Nouri was like right here, and the ball was over here, and he's just jogging because he's just gassed. He couldn't do it, and I'm thinking, that's not good. So, like, that's a risk you have when you have your fullback all the way up here. If a counter occurs, you're just cooked. Like, but if that's how Pep wants to play, that's like, it's maybe an adjustment he needs to make. But I don't know. That's why I would like to see Kusanov in the back line or maybe Victor Hayes, who both seem well quick, especially Kusanov, of course. You guys know Kusanov's got pace for days. He's really got some pace. All Things Football says, I don't know what was going through Pep's head when he subbed off Gavardio. I am guessing yellow card. That's what he was worried about, I think. Maybe Gavardio gave him a signal. I didn't see that he was feeling something, but both the guys on the yellows are the ones that came off. So I don't know. That's my guess. Maybe if he gets a yellow again, he's suspended for the next. I don't know. He was just being precautionary, assuming we were going to win the game. That's my idea. I think on the whole, we probably underestimated Al Hilal's ability, probably a bit. I feel like if we're going with the high line, we need a reliable keeper who can have at least some faith in right now. It's just they're going to score, no doubt. Yeah, Ederson brings the other positive things that are not related to saves, which is a crazy thing to say. I know that it's a weird thing to say that Ederson's best ability is not saves. It's his distribution and his ability to create other opportunities offensively and through the back. Really missing Walker's pace right now. Walker's pace, not Walker specifically. That's for sure, because Walker specifically has no more pace, and I do not want to see him in a City kit anymore. But that savior of a last ditch, he's running back and he's going to catch up to Vinny or whoever the attack. I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. But like I was saying, if I'm looking at this map here, second half comes, and I'm under the impression we're about to blitz these guys because I felt so confident. Maybe I was drinking the Kool-Aid a bit, just because I was there in the moment, and I was well excited and well pumped up. But they come out for the second half like a firecracker, and I thought they were gonna score. It felt like they scored 5 goals. It was insane. The Saudi contingent, the crowd that was pro-Saudi, was going insane. They were going sick. Malcolm, the guy that scored, he ran over to their side and went like this. Bro, the crowd went nuts. I was taken aback. I was like, whoa. I was not ready. I was not prepared for this. And then City score basically right after, and my section's going crazy again, and I'm hyped up. It was great. And then, unfortunately, the game kind of died over the next, 30 minutes until we got to extra time. There was just not a lot going on, really. And I thought during that period, we were super ineffective. We were just spamming left wing Doku, try to do something. Right wing Savino, try and do something. Pass the ball around the back, go really slow. Pray we don't get count. It was so strange. I was not enjoying the second half whatsoever. We get to extra time, and I'm like, all right, maybe we get to a penalty shootout because no one's really creating anything. And then, of course, the second half, the extra time just goes absolutely insane. Another problem, why didn't we start Cherky? He created the big chances for us to stay in the game. Well, I was hopeful that we did start Cherky. I wanted to see the Cherky-Foden-Holland combo because I don't like the Doku-Holland-Savino combo. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in any way to me. From what we've seen, if there was a way I could pull the data of every game that Doku, Holland, Savino was our starting 3, I would guarantee it underperforms other starting 3 formations, whether it's Marmoush, Holland, Foden, or Savino, Doku, Marmoush. I don't get the Doku, Holland, Savino thing. Does not work. We have to avoid that. And then the other problem is Gundo Silva also doesn't work together anymore. So it was a weird starting lineup, and is again a starting lineup that I think Pep probably was rotating in preparation for the next 4 games of the tournament, or 3 games of the tournament, whatever it was going to be. The games were going to be around quickly. We had just played on Thursday. It was hot. We were going to play again on Friday. It was going to be hot as balls again. So That's my theory, is that he basically thought we could handle Al Hilal with this rotated team. And then for the next game, we would see something like Cherky Foden Holland, or four attackers where we have Marmoush, Cherky Foden, I don't know, Holland, like Reinders and Nico, or Rodri Reinders, something like that. But this one, I think we maybe over rotated slightly in over prep for the rest of the tournament, probably. On the bright side, we ain't the only team to lose, big team to lose to an underdog. Look at Chelsea and Inter Milan, but mostly Liverpool fans act like Hilal was a garbage team. I will say this. I went into the game thinking that Al Hilal was a garbage team. They were not. Like, they had some players. This guy, while I did not like him, was really good. Milinkovic-Savic was fantastic. Malcolm was really good. Renan Lodi was solid. Koulibaly, obviously well known. Neves, well known. João Cancelo, while we may not like him anymore, he was still pretty good. And then Banu, he was man of the match easily for me. Was fantastic. I mean, actually, maybe Savic. Savic was so good. Mr. Miyagi says, show Cherky's rating. It must be good. Yes, Cherky's rating was good. While he only played 30 minutes, he did get the assist for Phil Foden's goal. Foden's 100th goal, by the way, for City. And it was remarkable assist and remarkable goal. It was right in front of me. And I know, guys, I have not been to City games. This is my second ever City game. But I have been to sporting events. I have been to hundreds of college football games, college basketball games, NBA games, NFL games. I have been everywhere. The way my section went reacting to the Foden goal was like top tier celebrations for the games I've been to. It was amazing. Probably because most of the people around me were City fans, and you can probably see it in the vlog. Like, I was sweating. It was fantastic. It was one of the best feelings seeing Foden score the equalizer. And like, thinking back on it, it's funny because like, it's just the Club World Cup. It's against Al Hilal. Like, it's not really that impactful, but it was in the moment. The emotions were so high. It was so awesome. It was really cool watching the Foden goal, for sure. That's one of the things like I'll remember from the game, was the Foden goal. And it was saucy, man. The ball was like floating in the air, and everyone around me was like, oh. It was awesome. It was awesome. Really cool. Foden is on track to be good again. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So, man, oh my gosh. A good on it Foden is like, I don't like it when people say, oh, it's like a new signing, because it's not. He's like been here for forever. But it's huge. It's a big upgrade, like getting Foden back to his best. And he was one of the better players during this tournament, as was Cherky, and as was Ait Nouri, who unfortunately actually had a pretty poor game against Al Hilal. Talsif Hussein says, how long is Rodri out for? There's a great question. I haven't seen, to be honest, any news on Rodri's injury. All I saw was the Jack Gohan article that said he had been complaining of fitness issues over the past week, which is a bit confusing because if we look at Rodri here, let me see how I go to these stats. Look at this. Like, okay, Club World Cup. He played in every game. Probably didn't need to do that if he's having injury concerns. 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here, and all right, we're ramping him up, whatever. But look how close these games are. 4 days, 4 days, 4 days, 4 days. An hour plus, and then 50 minutes here. And, like, I don't know. Maybe this was a bit we overdid it a bit with Rodri. Like, we have Nico Gonzalez, who played at, like, 60 minutes in all the games, all 4 games. Why are we spamming Rodri if we want to rotate a bit for like longevity and injury purposes? Why are we playing Rodri? What is this? 60, 120, like 180 minutes in 4 games, and Nico Gonzalez is getting 60 minutes. Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Mr. Miyagi says, I got to go to UCL game whenever I can. That is an atmosphere you won't forget. Well, Mr. Miyagi, the only difficult thing about that is a flight to England and tickets are an expensive trip. But that is in the works, I would say. It's not really in the plans, but it's like in my mind, I want to go on a trip to England, me and my wife, and we want to go to games. So I will do that eventually, and of course I'll vlog it because vlogs bang on this channel. But I don't know, maybe this year, maybe the following year, I'm not sure. Do you think Rodri will be out for long? Nico G doesn't get enough game time, bro. I am upset with the Nico G thing for real. Like I'm not at the moment where I'm concerned, but I'm close. Like, should we be concerned with Nico G? I don't really understand this not playing thing. I don't get, if he's not gonna play, why did we spend 50 million on him? Surely, if we don't care too much on the Club World Cup, like experiment a little bit, give him a go, see what we have. We know what we have in Gundogan. We know what we have in Bernardo. Like, we don't know what we have in Nico G. And people will say like, oh, Pep's at training. Pep knows what we, but it's different. Like, it's different. In a game, you never know. You never know how it can go in a game. I've seen it. I worked around college basketball for 7 years, and dudes would get in games and they would be different than they were in practice. That's just how it was. I don't know why that's the case, but some guys were not good practice performers, and some guys lived for games, and they were different levels in games. Gundo has to leave, says Hussein. Bro, I am with you. I am a huge Gundo fan. Like, the guy is just an absolute Manchester City legend. But this is not a retirement home. You don't get to play here forever because you're a legend, you know? Once you're done, you're done. I'm sorry. I love you, but dude, you're 35. You cannot be playing DM for us in the Premier League and Champions League at 35 years old. It's just not the move. Now, to be fair, I do think he's going to leave. I think he's going to go to Turkey. There's those really strong links with Turkish club. I think it's Galatasaray. But like Gundogan, and in all honesty, had a good Club World Cup, like, and good end to the season. Like, look at this. He had an assist here. He had a goal here. He didn't really play much in the Wydad game, and then he had 2 goals. He had an assist against Al Hilal. Like, Gundogan still got it, but surely it's not enough. It's not enough for the whole Premier League season. Like, thank you, you're great. We love you. Statue maybe one day. You're a legend. But, like, if Turkey wants to come and buy you, Galatasaray is willing to give us $1 million or $100. Like, you go. Sorry, bro. You're taking up a spot that is in need for Nico G. Nico G needs a pathway to playing time, and Gundogan is like the block in front of him. Hopefully Rodri isn't out long. I don't think he'll be out long. Maybe like we just ease him into the Premier League season, kind of like we did in this Club World Cup. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like he won't miss much time. He's got 6 weeks. Like, surely he didn't burst his hamstring or something yesterday or 2 days ago. You know, I think he'll be all right. What else was the chat saying? Ederson is really making me worried. Yeah, Ederson again, guys, is a difficult one because he just had a stinker of a summer, man. This tournament was not it. He's had so many links to the Saudi League, but no real solid links, unfortunately. It's more like hearsay where we think that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to leave or not. He has publicly stated that he plans on being at City again for another season. And maybe he's going to do that and then leave on a free and get a big signing bonus like some dudes have done for Saudi League. But, man, it's a bit questionable. I think it's a fair idea that some people have brought up on X to buy a guy to compete with him, because Ortega is not going to compete with him. Like, Ortega is just not good enough to compete with Ederson. So maybe we just buy Costa and just say, Costa, like, try to beat him out and you be the number one. Maybe. I don't know. The few times he did play, he was really good, especially against Newcastle, 4-0. I think they mean Nico G. Yes, I agree. I think the weird thing is Nico G, when he has played, more often than not, he's been good. There's been instances where he was not good, like in the Club World Cup game that he played. I thought he was the worst player on City side, but he hadn't played in months. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you gauge how on it he is and how on it he's not. Ederson Gundogan is Turkish. Well, he's Turkish descent. He's technically German. Like, he plays for the German national team. But yes, he's like got a dad or a mom that's Turkish or something. He's definitely got Turkish like roots. Ederson fell off. Kind of agree. Hate to say that, but I kind of agree. I wonder why Pep plays a player who's on the way out instead of playing the new ones who are the future. It's a great comment, Mr. Miyagi. And to be honest, I think Pep is such a loyal guy that he just cannot help himself. He sees Gundogan and just thinks, you and I have been together so long. Like, I have to do you right by playing you until you leave. Bernardo, you have been with me so long. I love you so much. I have to play you until you leave. And I'm sorry, but like, sentimentality is not the move. It's not how it works, unfortunately. And I don't want to sit here and say, Pep, you're wrong. Rijak is right, because that's not the case. I never once played soccer. I never once played football at a high level or any level at all. I have no clue on tactics or anything. But sentimentality in high level sport, not good. I know that. This is why we need a new goalkeeper. I don't trust Ederson or Ortega. They are a mistake FC. Our defense is shocking, just like last season. Defense was bad, man. The defending of the counters was so bad. Every time Al Hilal countered, I was peeing myself. I was so nervous. Do you think Man City can win the Premier League? Hussein, that's a great point that we should look at. I think that we have a great shot with the current squad at challenging for the Premier League. I would not say at the moment we are favorites. Liverpool have strengthened. Arsenal haven't really done any business, but I'm sure they will. Like, everyone's freaking out about Arsenal not doing business. Like, they don't play until August. They don't need to have business done yet. It's all right. They can do their business in a week. It's fine. So I think Arsenal will strengthen. I don't think Chelsea will challenge, probably. Maybe Newcastle put on a challenge if they get some good business done. But City should be continuing business. I don't think this is the final squad. Some players will leave. I think we'll get maybe a couple more in as well. So, at worst, I think we're challenging. I think we're doing better than we were previous season. Like, we were, 20 points off? Surely we don't finish more than 10 points off of the top. I think we'll be better next season, without a doubt. Do we win it? I don't know. That's a tough one. This was where we had to find out if our new players are good enough for us in the upcoming season, says Anthony's Planet. I think it's a low key and a missed opportunity to find some stuff out. I agree with that, because the players we had questions on, or that I had questions on, I didn't get any answers to these questions. Like, I had questions on, can Vitor Hayes play with the first team? Is he good enough? Is he physical enough? And he played against nobody. He played against the worst team in the whole competition and was good. So, but then we didn't see him again. Woo! I learned so much from that. Kusanov, can you get consistent minutes? Apparently not. He didn't even play. Nico G didn't play. It's so weird. Why did Pep give Bernardo the captain's armband? Another good question. I think that's a tough one to know, because we're not with him every day, and we see Bernardo's level has decreasing, and you maybe want your captain to be one of the better players in the squad. But maybe in the dressing room, Bernardo was freaking Pep's number one sergeant. I don't know. Maybe Bernardo has absolute impeccable leadership abilities, and we just don't see that. He's really good in interviews, I'll say that. So maybe that's why he got the armband. I don't think we'll ever actually know that for sure, unless we get one of those all or nothing docs and we see stuff. It's hard to know on that one for sure. It should have been Ruben Diaz. Again, Diaz, another one who's gotten a lot of crap because of that new contract talk. People are like, does he deserve it? I don't know. I would say he's probably not at the moment deserving a new contract, Diaz, but I probably would have, based on what I see and how he yells and seems like a leader, I would have pegged Diaz as the choice for captain. I kind of agree with that. Him or Rodri, at least, just because Rodri's one of the best players in the world. When you hear something from Rodri, surely that has more weight. 'Cause dude has a Ballon d'Or than Bernardo Silva. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to be a leader if you're not viewed by the other players on the squad as like starter level. It's a tough one. It's hard to lead from the back. Harder to lead from the back than the front. There you go. There's a quote. Just get Chevalier. He's probably the best goalkeeper option. There was a couple links to Chevalier a little while ago, but from what I understand and what I've read, it's Diogo Costa. That's the one that City, I think, are going for. I think. But, again, expensive. I don't know. You probably need Ederson to leave to do that. I don't think they're going to buy a competition for Ederson, even though I think it's a good idea. Liverpool won the Premier League in 1920. The next season, Man City played Wolves away and won the Premier League. Liverpool won the Premier League in 24. The next season, Man City played Wolves away. Dang, I didn't know that. So it's facts. It's proven. City will win the league next season, guaranteed by Hussein. Guaranteed. City will win the Premier League. Thank you. I still think we need to bring a right back in like Tino or someone else. As long as they're right back and get Akanji out of here. Maybe a goalie. I still want to see us play Kusanov. He is so good. All right, let me pull up Twitter here and see if there's any news. I do think a right back is in play. There's those reports about Nunez not being the one for Pep at right back. Again, maybe that's not... We're not going to be able to do the business because it's tough. Like getting business done for a right back when you need a homegrown player and he's 21 years old. Tino is going to be a tough deal. I would be super, super shocked if we got him over the line, to be honest. I would be really, really surprised if Tino was a City player by the end of this window. Maybe next year if Newcastle don't make Champions League, maybe. But I mean, I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. There's got to be another right back that we can get. Akanji out, again, is another good shout. I think Akanji is, at best, squad-level player, but gets played like a starter. So, I think he is overplaying what his role should be, in my opinion. He should be, like, fourth-choice center back, not, like, second-choice center back. Bernardo ain't that good no more. He's not captain material. He does give good interviews. Facts, he does give some good interviews. He's got some nice quotes. Mr. Miyagi says, Pep lives in a delusional world where Akanji's better than AK-45. For if it was up to me, bro, I would be certain, without a doubt, playing Kusanov. 110%, I would be playing Kusanov over Akanji. I think he's just better. He's also younger and has more potential, and it's like a long-term player here. Akanji will maybe leave this season or next season. Like, he's not going to play here for another 3 years. No way. I believe in Diaz. I thought he was good in the second half, but he needs to up his game. Bro, Diaz, the only moment that him running back, trying to stop the counters, had me stressed because he's just not very fast. And then he made the horrendous challenge. That was a pen. So I don't know. I thought he was not very good in the second half. But I'm not giving up on Diaz. No way. Diaz has it in him. He was player of the season in the Premier League. Like, he's got it somewhere. I just don't know what happened. I'm not sure. Chevalier is the more Costa, so definitely can't see that happening. I think you need more expensive. Yeah, probably. Ruben Diaz, 2021, or Saliba, 23-24. Ooh, Diaz, because screw Arsenal. I don't like them. When did I start supporting City? Post 2014 World Cup, when I saw Kevin De Bruyne play, and then he signed for City eventually. That was kind of when I became a City fan. I didn't understand anything about soccer at the time. The 2014 World Cup got me into it, and then I realized that MLS sucked, and I needed a Premier League team, so I kind of watched the first season, not really having a team, and then KDB signed for City, and I was like, I remember that guy. He was sick at the Club World Cup, and I didn't know anything. So, I didn't even know that City had, the Sheikh was our owner. I had no idea. I think Chelsea won the league the first time I watched, but I just became a City fan for KDB, mostly. Reports coming out say City are still confident in Tino, but I just can't see it. There ain't many other options. I am certain that, but I'm 90% we're not getting Tino. It's too expensive of a deal. Fexoda, welcome to the chat, says a National League South team could easily beat the City if they had the same budget as them. Any team could. Interesting take. I would bring this post up as an argument to say that that is not correct. I'm bringing it up here. I had to find it because I posted it. Put it on Twitter. All right, here it is. So, Fexoda says, if other teams had the same budget as City, they would beat us, I guess, even if they're in the National League. So this is our transfers over the last 5 seasons. We have net spent £131 million in 5 seasons. So those are our sales and those are our purchases. And then we have other, relevant teams that like compete with us. Liverpool. Oh, they've spent $374 million net. Gotcha. They haven't sold as well as we have, but they've bought Verts for more than we've spent on anybody. And we have, of the last 5 years, 4 titles. They have 1. It's close, though. Similar numbers. But, yeah, there's that. And then, let's see, Arsenal. The other team we were competing with over the last 4 years or whatever, where we have 4 and they have no titles. They've spent $404 million. That is 4 times the net spend as us. So that's a tough one. They spent record money on Declan Rice. They spent $65 million on Kai Havertz, which is a horrible signing. They spent $45 on washed Gabby Jesus from us. They spent $42 million on the left back they didn't need. Jurrien Timber's great. Odegaard's a good purchase. They spent $34 million on a dude who I've never heard of before. Zinchenko, who wasn't very good from us. Good stuff. So I'm going to go with no, wrong, incorrect on that comment. City would win because they are better, not because they have more money. They might have more money, but they buy better. And we haven't even bought that well, to be honest. So that's my take on that one. Thank you for your chat, though. Fexota, appreciate it. Masculine Men says, would you think hosting the World Cup in America be better than hosting in Europe? Selfishly, for me, yes. Yes, I think it would be better because I can see the games. And it's a tough one. I think Europe, man. Would it be better? Look at United. Okay, let me try and find that. That was like a while ago. Would it be better? There's Chelsea, 800 mil net spend. United, 661 net spend. So they've spent 6x our money, and they finished it's 16th. It's a good question, though, Masculine Men. Hosting a World Cup. I don't know if it'd be better. Like, I just think it's cool that it goes around. So we get it in 2026, and then in 2040, maybe we get it again. Or 2044, or whatever, we get it again. I think rotating between, like, each continent, each time, would be smart and be a good idea. I don't know about better. Better is, like, subjective. It'd be better for me because I live here. But it's a tough one. Good question, though. Diaz has it if he has Kusanov pace beside him, but Gavardio will most likely pay, so it won't happen. Good point. I think the Kusanov-Gavardio partnership is the one for City. I would have loved to see that, but we didn't get to see it, unfortunately. Look at United, where good financial management goes to die. Good point. We are a serious club who makes serious signings, unlike Chelsea, who spends $1 billion and has Delap and Pedro as front two. To be fair, Pedro Neto's sick. I like him. Fexoda says, that's why the business model of sports teams sucks. Liverpool won because of how much they were spending, just as bad as City. Newcastle, with the Saudi Public Investment Fund, are in the Champions League back to back. So, I mean, I don't really know what you mean, buddy. Like, owners have to be the ones to spend money to buy players. Like, if you want a salary cap where every team can only spend 100 mil every summer, like, you'll get a whole lot less good teams. If you want the American model where every team has the same amount of money to spend, you have a closed system, you don't get promotion relegation. Like, that's just not the model in Europe for soccer. Like, the teams with rich owners are the ones who can buy players. Like, that's just how it works. Now, if you want to argue PSR, like being dumb, I'm backing you there. PSR is stupid. It's not a good model at all. They need to change rules. But I think arguing that you are a wealthy club, therefore you will be good, is not correct, because Manchester United haven't won anything basically since 2013 or something. And Chelsea have spent £1 billion in the last 4 years, and they won the Conference League. You know what I mean? Like, spending is a necessity, but it is not the end-all, be-all. But you are correct. If, I don't know, Oxford United, they're not going to compete because they don't have any money. That's just how it works. Sorry I'm late, says Starshine. Welcome. It's all good. Glad you're going over this. I have an aunt who says this all the time. The only reason City's good because they spent all this money. Now I know what to tell her. Got you. We actually know how to make smart signings and not throw hundreds of millions at players left and right. Another good point. It is a lot about the recruitment situation. Who do you have making these decisions? Because the people at United clearly are making poor decisions. We got Akanji for 15 million. They bought Antony for 85. Sancho, 73. None of these were any good. Casemiro, Højlund, Sancho, Antony, all L's. Cunha, I think, probably will be good. Mount basically played 5 games. Euro, maybe he'll be good, but who knows? It's only been 1 season. Martinez is good-ish. Ugarte doesn't seem that good. Onana sucks. I just make smarter decisions. I don't know. Newcastle, a team that were known to get underfunded, get bought by an oil country's investment fund and never miss the Champions League back-to-back. That's not true, actually. If we go here to fixtures, let's find Newcastle here. Where are they? We smoked them 4-0. It was awesome. Newcastle. Table. How do I change this season? My point is they were not in Champions League last season because they missed it the season before. Again, yes, they were bought by the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Yes, they're going to have money. But again, it doesn't mean you win things because they missed out on Champions League. They've been in it 2 of the last 3 years, but they did miss on it because they didn't sign enough good players. I don't know what to tell you. City Till I Die says, your thoughts on Ederson out being a big thing. I think it's okay to have the opinion that Ederson needs to leave. It's okay to have the opinion that he's been poor. I don't think it's all right to go sick at his family on Twitter. People need to chill out. These are still people. They're not robots. What are we doing, guys? People going sick at Ederson's wife in Instagram comments or something, or making memes like they did with Kyle Walker. I get it. You guys are children, but it's not that funny anymore. You can have the opinion that we should upgrade our goalie because he's not at it anymore. That's fine. There's no problem with that opinion. But to be Ederson is a terrorist, we have to send guys need to chill out. Guys need to chill. It's wild. It is wild to me, the stuff that goes on. Here we go. Right here. Newcastle, 7th. No Champions League. They missed it by 8 points. So, just a fact to share. I like sharing facts. You have to work yourself up as a club and get rep to pull players easier, like City have done. Correct. Yes, we bought by a rich owner, but we could easily just have been stuck mid-table if we didn't do it right. That's a good point as well. If we make the wrong signings, you can't get out of those business deals. That's why Chelsea signing players on 8-year contracts is tough, because a lot of times they're not going to be able to move on those players if they don't work. You got to hit on your signings. And for a long period of time, City banged on signings. They were nailing signing after signing after signing. They were all, man, my nose so itchy. So impressive with the signings that we were making. And then over the past 3 years, we had a pretty poor window, I would say. A lackluster window. And the squad quality dipped and we didn't win. That's how it works. Wait, people actually went after his family? That's messed up. I didn't know that. Sickening. Yeah, people were going at his like wife's Instagram or something, saying, "Tell your husband to leave." Like it was. I'll see if I can find it. It was so strange. People are so strange. Like I don't understand. Yeah, here it is. Ederson's wife, Lais Moraes, has now limited restricted comments on her Instagram posts amid abuse threats targeted at the city goalie and his family. Like, guys, people need to chill. It ain't that deep. Like, these guys are people. We should be fine treating other people well. Like, they're not punching bags where you just throw insults at them. It's insane. Eddie has a beautiful family. I've seen many pictures of them. That's terrible. People are stupid sometimes. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Even this is funny. After the game ended, and I was sitting there and I was all upset. I'm standing there, and all distraught, I guess I would say, that City had lost the game. I was just sitting there by myself, like standing kind of like this, and some like these two dudes who were Saudi Arabian fans, like ran up to me with a phone and were like, "City lose! Oh, what do you think?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I mean, it's all right, guys. Like, it was a good game. I'm not going to, like, argue with you here. It was so strange. I just don't understand why they, like, bum rushed me. It was so weird. Fexoda says, I just think it's better to integrate the academy players into the starting 11. It would be more cost efficient. It's hard, though, because not everybody's academy, like, produces the best play. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough one. And it's, to be honest, that's just your opinion. Maybe the opinion of other players, other people, it's better to buy players, you know? Would it be awesome if it was just everybody's academy going at it and you just didn't buy anybody? Like, no, that wouldn't be very good. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think purchasing players makes the league better. Like, would Man City be any good if they only could use local players? Like, that's what high school sports is here. My high school uses players that only are in this area where I live, and so do the other high schools, and that's high school sports. That's not professional sports. You can have transfers. Like, I don't know. All things football. Isn't this why Walker left? Yes, to be honest, it kind of is. Like, Walker did basically leave because of these issues online. So I think it would be terrible to do the same thing to Ederson, because Ederson is, maybe it's debatable for some people, but for me, Ederson's our best ever keeper. Like, I saw him and I seen Joe Hart, and he's just better. He's just better. So, for me, at least, he's just better. NBA trades make more sense than the soccer transfer market. Again, it's a different league, different rules. Like, I enjoy the NBA trades. I enjoy the baseball trades, the NFL trades. But again, in those leagues, those are not promotion relegation leagues, and there's no competing league like globally. You know, there's 30 teams in the NBA, and it's not like a player can go to the Spanish league and make the same money. You know what I mean? It's, you play in the NBA because that's the best league in the world. It's not the same in soccer in Europe. It's global. It's not just one league, really. So it's just different. And if like the Premier League switched their way they run business, then fine, it is what it is. But they're not going to do that. Was Turkey really upset, or was he just tired at the end of the game? Probably both. Probably both. He was probably upset. I would think the guys were upset because they wanted to win. They wanted to advance, for sure. Let's see. NBA bias. I do have a bit of an NBA bias. Like, I watched the NBA. I was a big NBA guy growing up here. Big Miami Heat fan, but we suck, so unfortunate. I think Joe Hart's our best ever keeper. Even some of the saves the guy made, if we're not including titles, Joe Hart clears. Joe Hart couldn't play out the back, though. We were much better as a team with Ederson than Joe Hart. But I agree. If you're talking who's a better saver of the ball, Joe Hart, for sure. City Till I Die says, no, give me a transfer market. It's a good discussion to have. Like, how would it work if the way the league works is different? It's just probably not going to see that in top tier European football. Like, it's just been this way for too long. And I'm open to changing rules. Like, I'm cool rules are there and they can be changed, but like the market, that's probably not going to change. That's probably a bit wild idea. We need to get Fex Oda in a job at FIFA so he can discuss these things with like Arsene Wenger and go over his ideas so we can see how it goes. I didn't mean you. I meant it to fix. No, I got you. Does anyone know how much money Man City made from the Club World Cup? I believe it was between 30 and 40 million. I think, because I read that we left 70 million on the table and the total prize money was like 110, 120, something like that. I could be wrong, but I think that is around what the number is. It's around what it is. All right. Now, if there's anything else you guys want to discuss, that's kind of my thoughts overall. I do appreciate it. We're approaching the hour mark here, and it's getting late for me. I've got work tomorrow, but I do have to hop on Xbox and play some Rematch. By the way, guys, Rematch, new game, new like soccer game thing for Xbox. Super cool. So if anybody is ever interested in playing that with me, you can hit me DM on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and we can try to link up and play. That'll be cool. Man City made more than $100 million for sure. As far as I know, that's not correct. It's like 40. The winner will get that much, but City didn't win. So anyway, I do appreciate it, guys, for watching. Hit me with a like on the way out. Sub if you're new, of course. We're pushing for, I don't even know now, like 400 subs, I guess, which is awesome. So I do appreciate all the subs and the comments and the likes and everything. But anyway, I will be back as soon as, probably tomorrow, I'll be back. Maybe do another stream. Hopefully we get some transfer news. I can do that. Everything like that. So check out my TikTok, like I said, Instagram as well, and Twitter. Those links are all in the chat. So thank you guys. I will see you when I see you.